Hey guys, it's Layla. Welcome back to the channel, and as promised, I'm here with a video that is very close to my heart and I'm very excited to bring it to you guys. We talk about hair growth a lot on this channel. We talk about our healthy hair journeys and growing our hair and retaining length and all this other stuff, and actually there's another side to like hair that we hardly ever discuss. I've tapped on it a few times. There are so many different types of alopecia, and my little brother is here today to actually share his story. I don't want to reveal too much until he comes because it's very exciting. However, this video is brought to you guys by Burt's Bees. As you know, my sister has 3 boys, and each time she gives birth, I actually sponsor each child for 6 months with Burt's Bees baby products. So that's how much I love it, and that's how much it's a part of kind of like our family culture. So I was so excited when they reached out to partner with me, and I've picked a few of my kind of favorite day-to-day Burt's Bees products that I usually use that I wanted to share with you guys. And they are officially have launched their own website. So if any of you guys know Burt's Bees, then you know that usually you buy it from like other resellers, but now I can buy directly from their website. So can you. You can also sign up for any new launches, any promotions that they're doing. And for those of you who don't know, Burt's Bees are a all natural product range, or brand I should say, that has a whole range of products. They are phthalate free, paraben free, synthetic free. They're free from any chemicals or any harmful chemicals that are adverse. So as you know, we champion all natural products. These are my personal top 2 products from Burt's Bees, and it is their amazing hand creams as well as the cuticle balm. It has sweet almond oil. It also has the rosemary extract as well as the lemon. It hydrates my cuticles as well as just nourishing the nail bed. The lavender and honey hand cream is my favorite. I believe they've got 3 different types of hand creams, or 3 different scents or aromas, and their hand creams are also made with shea butter. You know how we do your shea butter, honey, and it is 99% natural. Most of Burt's Bees products are about 98% natural at the least, and 99% to 100%. The sets, because I like to share it with my family members. So I've already given some out to my mum. My little brother also got one, as well as my friend Kyla. You guys know Kyla. But Vanilla Bean is my absolute favorite. It smells so amazing. And today I'm actually wearing their tinted lip balm, which gives a nice sheer tint to your lips. It keeps your lips hydrated for up to 8 hours. This one is called Red Dahlia. Be sure to check out Burt's Bees. I will link the website below. And I also have a coupon code for you guys. You can use LailaW20 to get 20% off your purchase. They're also eco-friendly, and most importantly, they're sustainable, which is something that's quite close to my heart. And yeah, give your baby the best. I've been giving my nephews the best, and hopefully one day I'll give my own baba the best. Let's jump into the rest of the video. Are you ready?
I am.
He's ready. So, I'm going to welcome on my wonderful brother, Junior.
Thank you.
Come on in. Come on in. Come on over. Come on over. Okay, guys. So this is my brother, Junior.
Hi.
And Junior's gonna share his story with us. So, yeah, just from the beginning, basically.
Okay.
Okay. First and foremost, diagnosis, what you have, and then we'll go into that.
So what the doctors have been able to tell me, I say been able because they aren't sure, and they never really are sure with alopecia, but they said I have Alopecia Universalis.
Yeah.
So that's head to toe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not head to toe immediately. It happened kind of progressively, so that takes back to the start probably. I was growing my hair, remember? I had quite a lot of hair.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was coming out I guess probably before I noticed, but my hair was grown, bits of it shedding. You don't really know, innit?
Yeah.
Until I was combing it one day. I was with my girlfriend, and I was like, I feel like more is coming out than
normal.
Yeah, than I'm used to. But I thought it might be like I'm using the wrong product or something like that. But it was just shedding and shedding and shedding. And then as I started to separate it, I realized that there were small patches emerging. I thought, right, like, what's going on? But yeah, at that point, I didn't immediately think that, it was alopecia. I thought, yeah, maybe my hair's just shedding a little bit more than
usual.
Yeah, than usual, than I would like. But as the days went on, interestingly, maybe it's just because of when I realized, but from the point I realized, I felt like it got
worse.
Yeah. Yeah, so as the days went on, I was realizing more and more hair was shedding. The patches were becoming more visible. So yeah, they just started to spread. Different areas of my head, all around, patches were emerging. First of all, you couldn't really see it as much. Like I said, my hair was up, so it's more in the middle. But yeah, as I was washing and comb, it was coming out in heaps to the point that my hair was even getting unleveled. And I knew I would have to cut it. But yeah, so I think that's when I went to see the doctor first. Yeah, and that's when they told me it's likely alopecia. They didn't say universalis at the time, but they said it's alopecia, likely alopecia. I was asking all of the normal questions, why, what.
Yeah.
And the frustrating thing was that they don't really know.
Yeah.
Not just for my case, but generally with alopecia, they don't really know. So the doctor was asking me, am I stressed? I felt no more stressed than usual. You know, life is stressful.
Yeah.
Not particularly. He was like, oh, it might be onset by stress. It might be onset by other things. But he explained that essentially my immune system was attacking my hair follicles. Yeah, so that started on my head, and I don't know where in the timeline things started happening. You get what I mean? I couldn't really tell when what was happening. I was just realizing different things at different points.
Times.
Yeah, I'm not as... Go on.
No, finish then what you're saying.
No, so I'm not super hairy, so like, you know what I mean?
So yes, if hair's diminishing, it's just not
gonna
like...
especially on my body. I'm not a hairy leg guy, I'm not a hairy arms guy. So that was coming off too, but I didn't really notice. The first place I started to notice outside of my head was my eyebrows.
Of course.
Yeah. So just going on as normal, trying.
Before, I'm going to stop you.
Yeah, stop.
So before we go into kind of, so right now you've told us what diagnosis they gave you, when you started noticing, but actually before we delve into your story even more, like what does it mean for you right now being here sharing your story with everybody? Because I asked you, I was like, so we go to the gym together.
We did.
And I was like, oh, you should come on the channel and talk about this, you know. And I was expecting him to be like, no. And he was like, yeah, I would. Which surprised me. And I figured I didn't want to give him an escape. So we decided to go ahead and set a date. And I, like I told you guys in my last video, I'm traveling for my dad's, it's not a funeral, but I'm traveling for my dad's passing.
Yeah.
So I thought that maybe, I don't know if I would be ready to sit down and do this video, but I also didn't want me not being ready stopping him from sharing his story, because I feel like this is so important. It's an important conversation. It's important to hear just the other side of hair. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's an important conversation that should be had because so many people experience this, and I have this platform and I wanted him to come and share his story. So what does it mean to you to be here sharing your story right now? Like, what do you hope to achieve by sharing it for yourself and for others? And yeah, just what does it mean to you, and how difficult or how easy is it for you to be at this point right now where you're willing to share?
I think it's a lot easier now than it was at a certain point. I remember when you first asked me, I was like, yeah, I think I would do it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll do it when my eyebrows come back.
Yeah, you did
That's
say
what,
that.
Yeah. And generally, even with the hair loss, there was a point where that was the main insecurity for me. I was like, all right, if I'm bald, then I'm bald, innit?
Yeah.
And I have to
Well,
do
I
something.
think bald is easy. I mean, anybody
You know?
can deal with bald to an extent.
Yeah. The one woman at work told me, you're lucky that you're black as well.
Oh, really?
She was like, because black's bald suits black.
Yeah, it does.
I didn't know how to take it, but I said thank you.
Yeah. Your head, the head is so soft. I've never experienced such softness in my life.
Neither have I. Yeah.
It's so soft, guys. It's amazing.
That was just, so my hair I didn't lose my hair to baldness, but the patching became so severe that I had to cut it. And when I cut it, like you said, it was so smooth.
So smooth.
I was like, there's not even stubble.
Yeah, because the follicles have essentially like closed up, right?
Yeah. But yeah, onto the question. It means a lot. It means a lot in a good way, though. I feel at this point that I'm thankful. I've reached a really grateful place, just generally.
Yeah.
And I think that's the position that I speak from. And then outside of that, I understand that it's not only me.
Yeah.
It's not only me.
It's not only you.
Exactly. It's not only me. And at the point that I realized that, of course, you know it in a trivial sense, but at the point that I really realized that, I felt like I have somewhat of an obligation to share and to encourage if I can.
Yeah.
I like the idea of encouraging, but I never saw my encouragement like this. I thought, I'm gonna
encourage
blow,
in a different way,
and then I'll encourage you with all I've acquired. Yeah, this was the opportunity that presented itself, and I thought, yeah, it's not just me. So I want to speak to and share with other people who may. Yeah. So I'm glad to do it. Like this today, I'm glad to.
We're glad to have you here today.
Thank you.
Guys, show the video some love. Give it a thumbs up. I can't imagine it's easy. I know, and I've watched videos of women that have the same diagnosis of alopecia universalis.
Something like that.
Something like that, okay. I used to think it was called alopecia totalis.
I think totalis is the complete head. Is totalis.
Okay.
Yeah, so universalis is the complete body.
The whole everything.
And for me,
holistically lost.
Top to bottom. Head to toe.
And I know it's not easy for women, and I never really thought about it for men. For some reason, the thought of it being something that a man could have never really crossed my mind. I always associate it with women because that's who you predominantly see. That's the people that come to talk about it the most. So I just thought, oh my God, I have to get Junior on here. I have to get his perspective. There's so many people that could be encouraged by this. And completely weird question, and I probably should have written questions down beforehand, but I just wanted your story to like lead the conversation. But as a black man, because I know as a black woman, there's a lot of things that happen to me. I view it from the viewpoint of being a black woman and black womanhood. So as a black man, like, how did you feel when this happened to you? And did you feel like there was some kind of effect on your black manhood, or did you feel, or like your masculinity? I don't know if the question even makes sense.
It does. And I guess it must relate to blackness. For me, hair's been important.
Yeah. You've done locks.
Yes.
You started locks like twice.
Like 3 times. That was my 3rd time that I was going for.
Yeah.
And that's because locks are in my family.
Yeah.
My mum has locks. Most of my mum's brothers have locks. Some of my uncles
beautiful
are rastas.
locks.
Yeah, so I've always wanted locks my entire life. I thought I'm gonna do it one day.
Yeah.
And I was ready this time.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going. Yeah, I guess hair is important to me, and black hair in particular, because my hair is black, has always been important to me in that regard. So when I first started losing it, I guess I experienced just the feeling of just feeling like I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I couldn't express myself in the way in which I always wished to.
Yeah.
So that was difficult to accept. It was difficult to accept at a point. I say, yeah, in the process of it all, I've gone through every emotion
Yeah.
imaginable. But at first I was shocked.
Yeah.
And the feeling of shock didn't actually subside for a minute. I couldn't really tell how I felt because I was just completely baffled. In the space of maybe no more than 2 months, it got to a point where I had to cut it off.
Yeah.
So it's like top of the year. This is 2020. It's mad year already. No. So
this year is the year
it's
of
a crazy year.
really facing yourself. I feel like it's been the year that a lot of people have had to. You've had to look in the mirror and really face yourself.
Yeah. I felt like that.
In so many situations, and yeah.
So from top of the year, within 2 months, I went from having lots of hair, getting ready to do all sorts of twists and blah blah blah, to completely bald.
Yeah.
So for a long time, I was like, what does this even mean? I was just a bit confused. Like I said, even when I came around to the idea of I'm bald now, it was like I don't have eyelashes, I don't have eyebrows, I don't even have nose hair. I don't have nose hair.
You breathe really freely.
Now I do, but sometimes it clogs, all sorts. So I was, that really got to me because I felt like people would think I was sick.
Yeah.
And that's what I got, to be honest. And now at this point, I understand, and I'm comfortable with that too, because people care.
Yeah.
And when you see people for the first time and you look completely different, I understand the concern. So yeah, people have asked me that. At that point, we hadn't gone into lockdown yet, so I was going through work as you only can, innit? You can't take days off for those kind of things, or at least I didn't feel like I could.
Yeah.
Can't cover it up. So throughout the whole process, I was just walking up and down the office, getting 100 questions a day. What's going on? I don't know, because I didn't know.
Because you
much.
didn't know.
Yeah. So that was the difficult part. I didn't want to be pitied.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like that. But then at the same time, I didn't really want to answer questions all day, but I didn't want to be the focal point of everyone's attention. That's not what I was after. So
especially if you within yourself, you're still trying to kind of work out like what's happening, why is it happening, why is it still happening, is it gonna stop at any point?
Exactly, and how do I feel about it?
Yeah.
So at that point, I was getting all sorts of medicines. First of all, they gave me like a topical treatment, something that I applied on top. When I think that was at the early stages when it was just the patches.
Yeah.
But then when I realized that it was spreading across my entire body, obviously I realized that this is not the kind of thing you cream away. It's internal. So I tried that for a little while. I realized that I probably need a longer term solution. I went back and then they gave me pills, which I'm still on. So it's called methotrexate or something. It's I don't know what kind of pill it is, to be quite honest. It's supposed to over a long term, I guess, stop your immune system from fighting itself. But yeah, the doctor told me from jump that this is not going to be an overnight process, and I didn't expect it to be honest. I realized that the severity of the change is going to require time. So yeah, I'm still in time, you know, but I'd say that I'm in a much better position now that I'm not focused on when it grows back in a weird way, and that I'd say has helped me a lot. At a certain point, I just felt compelled to like divert my attention from what was transpired, and sort of turn my attention to how I felt about it and how I feel generally, and yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love your story.
Thank
but
you.
I love you too. So.
I know, I love you too. Yeah.
Okay. I have two questions for you that are like floating around in my mind, but I also kind of want to get back to the story.
Okay.
So you've had this diagnosis that they're kind of unsure of. You're going through these changes, hair's falling out. Like, in what order did you notice? So we know the hair was first. Did your eyebrows come next, or did it just kind of slowly shed everywhere?
Yeah, I think
not shed, but
whatever was happening. I think it was happening at the same time, but in terms of how I noticed it, I realized hair, obviously, then eyebrows, then eyelashes. There's one day in the gym where I was sure that just my hair was shedding. I was wearing a cap in the gym. I'm going doing what I'm doing. And I went to the gym mirror and I was like, my eyebrows look lighter.
Yeah.
And I asked my girlfriend, I was like, don't they? She was like, no, she's not sure. And then again, from the point that I noticed, within about a week, it started to really, really shed to the point that there was barely anything.
Right.
Same with my eyelashes. My nose, my nose was getting blocked all the time. I was thinking, what's going on?
Okay, because there's no barrier to, of course.
Yeah. And then, the rest of my body, I'll skip.
Yeah.
I won't. Yeah, but for the rest of my body, I progressively realized was going as well, to the point that I was completely,
baby soft chicken.
Babies like that. Yeah, I was top to bottom, and I was just like.
And like people around you, family, girlfriend, like how was that like for them? Because it's. Yeah. Or how did you perceive that it was like for them? Because of course you don't actually know.
Yeah. Everyone around me was supportive. They had questions too.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, questions that I couldn't really answer. So I was just like, I don't know. My mom would ask me stuff I don't know. And when I first lost the hair, my head was really, really discolored.
Okay.
Just discolored in terms of less sun exposure, so not the same complexion as my face.
Yeah. That
was another thing that I was kind of, I guess, insecure about at that point, because it appeared quite red to me. So was my eyebrows, all the places that don't typically get a lot of sunlight. So when I first went home and showed my mum was like, oh, like, is it this? Are you becoming discolored as well? And I was like, no, it's just because of the sunlight, stuff like that. But my mum's a really encouraging person. She was like, I love it. She was like, you look so handsome, all that good stuff. And I was like, thanks, Mum. My brothers were like, yeah, you can rock that. You know what I mean?
You can make it work, it's alright.
And a different texture to it, but they were showing support as well. And my girlfriend was there from
the beginning.
The beginning. So she saw on the very first day when I was like, babe, my hair shedding more, and throughout she was there. So I say, she was 100% supportive, more supportive than I could have ever imagined, because at the same time as I know she would be supportive, but then experiencing very rapid physical change, and that has to be an adjustment So the whole time, like, I would think to myself, oh, how does she feel about it? I'd ask even sometimes, and she would be like, I'm here for you, I'm here for you, which was nice.
Black love.
Yeah, yeah. And then on the very first day that, yeah, like I said, it was patching beyond the point that I was comfortable with. And I was like, at this point, it'd be better off if I cut it all off. So I told her I'm going to do it. She was like, all right, cool. Told her what day. And yeah, then I just took the jump and did it. And then when I came home to her, she was waiting. And was she waiting or did I show her on FaceTime? I can't remember. But I know she saw it. And yeah, she just smiled. And I was really, really, like, not anxious of, but I was perceptive of her initial reaction, because you can't fake that. And she looked at me exactly the same way. And for me, I was blown away by that. For real, He
told me this, and it's just so beautiful.
Yeah, she looked at me the same way, and has ever since.
Yeah.
Been supportive all the way through. So yeah, she's my main as it pertains to the way I've dealt with this. Yeah. And just in general. You know?
Yeah, of course.
but yeah,
having someone there like that is.
Yeah, I say that's been massive. That's been massive for the way I dealt with it. Yeah, and then all of my friends have been supportive. You know, my sisters.
Yeah.
My sister. Everyone's been supportive, and I say, just generally speaking, I did the self-work as well. I just decided that I'm not gonna let this, you know, even just become the focal point of my attention. I didn't want it to be like my everything. So
because there's so much more to you, and there's so much you have to give, and so much you need to do.
Yes, exactly, all of that. So at a certain point, I start pulling myself away from being fascinated or overly focused on it, and just living the day to day as it comes. And yeah, since then I've been happy. I'm in a good space.
You're in a really good. He's in a very good space. Which makes me very, very happy. So I remember he'd started telling me when he started losing the hair and stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just stress, like what's happening at work, and then I remember when you're like, oh no, like it's a lot now, and you know, and he's gone to appointments and stuff and keep me updated, but I hadn't seen you. So I remember when you FaceTimed me, and you looked different, but you looked the same to me. And I was just like, oh, it's not bad. Like you look fine. You still look so handsome. It's a handsome boy. You. So yeah, to me, so I understand. I was gonna say, I understand your girlfriend looking at you and still seeing you, because I looked at you and all I could see was just you. You know what I mean? It's like if you came and you had like a completely different hairstyle. You look different, but you're still you. And for me, that's how I saw you. And speaking of how I saw you or how I perceived you, what was it like looking in the mirror back then? And what is it like looking in the mirror now? I feel like you've already answered it, but just to differentiate the two places or state of mind that you were and you are.
That's what you said is, you pretty much hit the nail on the head, and I feel like that's been an important thing for me as well. Like you said, I'm still me.
You're still you.
I'm still me.
You're still wonderfully you.
Yes, thank you. And yeah, I feel like when you experience massive change, it can be natural to kind of disassociate. I don't feel like myself. I don't look like myself, and therefore I'm not myself. But I'm me.
You're you. I think. As much as like when it comes to certain things, we're like, oh, I'm not my hair, I'm not this, I'm not that. But you'd be surprised how much of your identity you tie directly into how you look. And I think that's why when people have this, it's just such a big adjustment, because it's not just hair. You wrap so much of your identity in how you look. And so that's why I'm so proud of him, because he's done so well to get to this point where he's actually perfectly fine. Like, he's so good. And it makes me very happy that you're so good.
Thank you.
Please proceed.
Yeah, I just feel like me. I know me is different.
Yeah.
And because even, like I said, the eyebrows, eyelashes, was the main thing for me. I was like, fair enough, I've lost my hair. I'm bald now.
Yeah.
But this is something that is still different to everyone.
Yeah.
Or the majority of people. When I go out, I look different. And I reconciled with that in accepting that for me, I've always been different anyway.
Exactly.
So I just said, it's an extension of what I've always been.
That's it.
Different. So I'm different.
Yeah.
And that's that on that.
Okay, so how easy, or you already mentioned, obviously, like, life goes on, so you're still going to work and stuff like that. But was there a point where, I mean, you're not a woman, so you weren't wearing like head wraps or whatever to conceal.
Yeah.
But was there any point where you felt like you couldn't leave the house without a hat, or you couldn't leave the house without something that you held as a comfort to feel almost okay to step out?
Yes. Hats, for sure, and even more so than hats, glasses was a thing for me, because like I said, my eyebrows and my eyelashes was the main thing for me. So I was like, I was always wearing glasses, hat and glasses, so like I'm well covered up. A lot of people would notice and comment on my facial hair. I didn't even speak about that, because at the point, even though it took me so long,
took you very long
to get a beard, but at that point,
I was so trying to connect so long.
Exactly. But I was the closest to connecting that I'd ever been.
Yeah.
My facial hair was actually doing all right.
You were doing all right.
So when one of the main observations that I was getting, probably because I was wearing a hat a lot of the time and glasses, would people just be like, "Oh, you went clean shaven? Oh, why'd you go clean shaven?" And I'd be like, "It wasn't me." That's what.
So, advice for anybody in your position.
Yes. Anybody.
Or anybody just facing like a physical change.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to say as well. Yeah. Anybody facing any physical change, because we all go through things, and I say the main thing that I always say to friends or whatever is, don't do your best not to disassociate with yourself.
Yeah.
Even if you don't feel like you are you. And I say that just because for me personally, that was an important part of feeling better.
Yeah.
Because I feel good in me. I feel good about me. So I never wanted to separate this situation from myself and say I'm not me right now.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not me, who am I?
Exactly. You know? I like that. That's a gem.
Hold that one. I say don't disassociate with yourself, because you are you, regardless of the change. Friends and family, hold them close, hold them dear. I think it's important to, like I said, be present in the situation and accept that this is me right now, and the me of right now deserves just as much love as the me of yesterday or the me of tomorrow.
Yeah.
And just generally with changes that we experience in life, I feel like it's so important to look at yourself that way, that you deserve just as much love from yourself in this situation as you will in another, and that should be a constant. So yeah,
I love that.
Thank you.
I loved it all.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming to share.
I'm glad. My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Give me a hug.
Oh.
Thanks for watching, guys. Do share this video. I really want to touch as many people as possible, and just so many people are experiencing, like he said, he's not alone.
No,
and there's so many people that are experiencing this that could really benefit from hearing someone else's story. And if you're in a similar position, if you're facing any type, or you faced any type of like physical change, something that kind of at the time felt almost impossible, and now you're here, you're you, right? Or if you are going through it and you're kind of at the former stage of everything, and you're working through your emotions and stuff like that, let's talk. Let's have a conversation below. We'd love to hear where you guys have been. We'd like to hear your thoughts on his story. We'd love to hear your own story. And yeah, once again, thank you guys so much.
I forgot to mention God.
Oh my, how can you forget God,
that's
please?
Wild. That's wild. God has been imperative in all of it. And draw near to God.
Draw near to God. I love it. Baby brother. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.
Bye.